And thanks for inviting us in on this Thursday night. It's now 11 o'clock. This evening, we want to dig into questions and concerns sparked by this new lawsuit filed by the Indiana Attorney General against Indianapolis Public Schools. This all boils down to the school district's immigration policies. Our Logan Gay joins us tonight from IPS to break down Todd Rokita's claims and the complexities of this case.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita, with help from the conservative think tank America First Policy Institute, is suing Indianapolis Public Schools. He claims IPS uses illegal policies that restrict how staff can work with immigration and customs enforcement. The case stems from a situation back in January. According to the lawsuit, IPS refused to release a student to ICE without a warrant. The complaint says the student's father, a Honduran national, was set to be deported and wanted his child to go with him, but the child went to school instead. ICE officers showed up at the school, but a teacher allegedly connected the student with an immigration attorney. According to the complaint, the attorney left with the child, and the father's deportation order expired before he left the country. Rokita posted a video on YouTube Thursday. In it, he argues IPS policies put students at risk.
It severely limits ICE's ability to access school grounds when necessary and prohibits IPS employees from assisting or sharing information with ICE. Now, those kinds of sanctuary policies are bad in any context, and they are especially troubling if they're in schools.
It's still unclear if the child is a Honduran national or a U.S. citizen. Legal experts say that matters because ICE cannot remove a U.S. citizen child who has a trusted adult caretaker. On its website, IPS says it will cooperate with immigration and customs enforcement as required under the law, and that it will require proper legal documentation from ICE to enter school facilities or buildings. Community advocate Elia Sanchez works closely with the Latino families in IPS. She says her phone hasn't stopped ringing.
One mother, I remember her saying, you know, there are no criminals in our schools. In the schools, there are children, not criminals.
She says this lawsuit is worsening fears in the Latino community.
Students should not have to walk through the schools feeling unsafe because there's an ICE agent walking through the hallways with guns. A school is supposed to be a safe haven.
A statement from IPS about the lawsuit reads in part, "While IPS takes all legal obligations seriously, we respectfully hope that all concerned parties will recognize the heavy burden that silly litigation and political posturing places on students, families, and taxpayers." In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
And you can read the entire statement from IPS and hear more from that Attorney General, plus a local immigration attorney who takes you deeper into this case. We've got it all posted right now on WTHR.com. Angela's in tonight and already looking toward our Friday.
Yes, Friday forecast, Scott, includes a little rain in the morning, some sunshine in the afternoon. So grab the umbrella as you head out the door. Rain showers possible through about midday. Then short sleeves weather the rest of the day. 61 at noon. Highs tomorrow in the upper 60s. You can see our rain chance developing up to our north and west. There has been a little bit of lightning with this line of rain, and yes, even a few thunderstorms. This is what's moving our way overnight. Future Track 13 has it into the northwestern part of the state at 4 a.m., into the central part of the state by 8 a.m., and then gone by about lunchtime.
All right, Angela, thanks. We'll get the full forecast coming up. Tonight at 11, police are now identifying the murder suspect critically injured by Fishers police during a shooting here in Indianapolis. Officers were searching for the 26-year-old in connection to the 2024 deadly shooting. Now, the suspect is not charged yet in either case, so 13 News is not naming him. The situation this afternoon unfolded near 91st and Masters Road. That's not far from the county line. Investigators tell us that officers used a device to try and stop the suspect's car. Now, at some point in that effort, police confirm an exchange of gunfire with the man. Police tonight tell us that he is wanted in connection to a shooting in March of last year on Apple Blossom Circle near 141st and Cumberland. 24-year-old Cameron Dokes died at the hospital. Investigators haven't said what led to that 2024 shooting. A triple shooting at an Indianapolis bar over Halloween weekend prompts a new civil lawsuit tonight. The attorney for one of the victims told our Ashton Hackman that Jovita Ultra Lounge was negligent in preventing the violence that took place inside.
The windows here at Oviedo Ultra Lounge on Meridian, they are boarded up. The lights are off, and normally they're open this time of day, but the doors to get inside are locked as well, with no clear understanding of when this bar might reopen.
If adequate security measures were done, you would not have had multiple firearms.
Attorney Ahmed Sayer represents one of the victims now suing the bar for negligence. In the 8-page civil lawsuit filed Wednesday in Marion County, Sayer alleges Oviedo management failed to properly screen patrons, control entry points, and employ trained security capable of preventing weapons from entering.
Right now, he's recovering from his gunshot wound. That's the physical, but also he has the emotional damage, of being shot. That's a traumatic experience, especially in a time when you expected just to have a good time.
I did reach out several times to the owner of Oviedo Ultra Lounge. I did not get a response. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Tomorrow, passengers will begin to experience a reduction in flights at Indianapolis International Airport.
With Thanksgiving coming up in a few weeks and then Christmas shortly after, hopefully all this can kind of be taken care of.
Indy is one of 40 airports across the country impacted by this move. Leaders with the Federal Aviation Administration say this is all an effort to relieve pressure on air traffic controllers during this ongoing government shutdown. Those controllers charged with keeping all of us safe in the air haven't been paid since the shutdown started more than a month ago. The VP of the Indianapolis Airport Authority told us today this means giving yourself more time before your flight.
We will be slower going through TSA, so we would recommend people, if they do have a flight, to get there at least 2 to 3 hours early to make sure they can make it through security all right. But unfortunately, we're not going to know which flights might be affected and which ones are not until tomorrow.
Steve Dillinger went on to tell us that some flights could be moved to other times. Others may be canceled. He says they will do everything they can to keep people safe and on schedule. Tonight, Clinton County leaders are back from a last-minute trip tied to a major development proposal. Supporters are calling it research. Others say the optics don't look good. Alex Almanza talked to residents near Frankfort tonight as a key deadline quickly approaches. Alex?
Scott, November 18th is the deadline for county commissioners to act. That's just 12 days to make a decision on the rezoning request for a proposed data center project. In the small Clinton County town, life moves at a slower pace. For Caitlin Greeno, it's part of why she stayed here her whole life.
We like kind of being out of the hustle and bustle and into, a quiet small town.
But change could be coming fast. This land could soon be home to a massive data center. With a rezoning deadline approaching, a last-minute trip out of state is raising questions. County leaders say they traveled to New Jersey to tour an emerging data center development, calling it due diligence. One commissioner confirmed the developer paid for the trip, saying attorneys cleared it, but it's still unclear how much was covered or if the county will pay any back. Some residents told 13 News they question the timing. Others, like Greeno, are taking a more analytical approach.
I'm kind of viewing this through the lens of Indiana's Constitution.
She says she looks at the tax breaks that are given to projects through the state's Economic Development Corporation.
And so there's no constitutional grant of authority to take our public money and then to use it for non-public purposes. So of course a data center is a non-public purpose.
Greeno says the conversation about residents versus data centers has power. She urges residents to examine the power of collective voice.
And so analogy I use is just as Clinton County doesn't want a house of ill repute, right? We don't want that kind of commerce in our community. We can also say that we don't want the commerce of a data center in our community. It's truly up to the people.
Two Clinton County commissioners who were on that trip tonight declined to speak with 13 News, saying they need more time to debrief. The developer also tells me he will hold off on making any statements at this time. Scott?
All right, Alex, thanks so much. He's got a different team, a different playbook, and when he takes the field for the first time as a Colt, he'll do it in a different country. Cornerback Sauce Gardner cleared concussion protocol today and he's been participating in practice. And now he's watching film on the Atlanta Falcons ahead of a Sunday showdown in Berlin, Germany. Gardner comes here to Indy from the Jets, and he is happy to be helping his new team make a statement this season.
You know, obviously I got drafted there and everything like that, but, you know, I want to win and things like that. So it was like this was a great situation, obviously knowing a few guys on the team already, being closer to home, being closer to where I went to college, like, you know, God just keep blessing me in many ways. So, you know, it's truly a blessing to be here. And my favorite color, blue, so, you know, it just worked out perfectly.
One note about the roster to pass along tonight: DeForest Buckner will not make the trip to Germany. He is dealing with a neck injury. Kickoff between the Colts and Falcons is Sunday morning at 9:30.